Hello and welcome to the Leave Your Legacy Show. I'm your host, Kenyon Murray, and today we're going to talk about how we at Murray Elite develop players. This is something that's really important for us to do. I think you have to take a different look at it with the way recruiting and everything starts now. Like having a true plan when it comes to how you develop players in your program has to be first and foremost. So today we're going to talk about something that's a little bit bigger than basketball, something that defines how we build players, how we build people, and ultimately how we build leaders. At Murray Elite Basketball, we don't just train athletes. We develop complete individuals. And we do that is through what we call E to the fourth power, or the 4 E's of personal growth. And that stands for establish, execute, evaluate, and evolve. This isn't just a model, it's our blueprint. It's how we take young players and help them become who they truly are capable of becoming. Now, everything starts with establish. Before we talk about skills, before we talk about playing time, even before we talk about winning, we establish identity. Who are you as a player? Who are you as a teammate? Who are you as a person? Because here's the truth. If their identity isn't clear, their development becomes random. At Murray Elite, we help players establish their mindset, their work ethic, their role awareness, their values. We're not just asking, hey, can you score? We're asking, can you lead? Can you communicate? Can you respond when things don't go your way? This is where confidence is built the right way, not from hype, but from clarity. Because when a player knows who they are, they play free, they're aggressive, and they play with purpose. So once we establish our habits, establish our identity, we have to execute. So once our identity is established, we have to get into the mode of how do we execute that. This is where most programs live, but we go deeper. Execution isn't about working hard. It's about working intentionally. To us at Murray Elite, execution means this: game speed reps in practice, situational training in practice, decision-making under pressure in practice. This helps build consistency in habits. So we don't just run drills. We train players how to think the game. Because in real basketball, there's no script. So we build skill and IQ, effort and discipline, confidence and accountability. And what we emphasize here is execution is not about perfection. It's about consistency under pressure. Can you make the right play when you're tired? Can you stay locked in when you're not getting the ball? Can you compete when things aren't going your way? That is real execution. So once we have executed, we have to evaluate. And I think this is where we separate our program from other programs even more. We evaluate. Most players either avoid feedback or take it personally. We teach players to embrace it. Evaluation is not criticism, it's information. So at Murray Elite, evaluation looks like this. We break down film. We have honest coaching conversations. We do performance tracking. And then we have them do self-reflection. We ask the players, what did you do well? Where do you think you struggled? What needs to improve next? Because if you don't evaluate, you don't grow. And here's a key mindset shift. Feedback is not an attack. It's an advantage. Players who grow the fastest are the ones who are willing to look in the mirror and be honest about who they are, where they are, and what they need to do to get where they want to go. And so this leads us to the fourth one, and that's evolution. Evolution is the ultimate goal. So to evolve, we want them to evolve not just as a player, but as a person. Because development is not linear and growth requires adjustment. At Murray Elite, evolving means this: applying what you've learned. To us, that's like being coachable. And coachability is not just a player saying, okay, coach, I get it. It's taking the instruction and then being able to put it on the floor. Our players have to adapt to new roles. You know, we feel that development is going to probably change the role you're in. If you're not very skilled, you might not have a bigger role. But as you develop and get better, your role can change within the team. The next thing we look at is how do they level up mentally and physically? Because mental is probably 99% of the game. Yes, there's the physical things and those kind of things, but can you stay locked in mentally? And have you physically put yourself in a position to be able to compete with players that are bigger, faster, stronger than you? So we want you to become more than you were yesterday. We want players who grow through adversity, lead through action, compete with purpose, and carry themselves the right way on and off the court. Because basketball will eventually end, but who you become lasts forever. So when people ask, what makes Murray Elite different? It's simple. We don't just train for the day, we develop for life. Through our 4 E's, establish, execute, evaluate, evolve, we're building better players, stronger leaders, and more complete individuals. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about the game, it's about the growth. So if you got any value from this at all, please share it with a player, a parent, or a coach you feel needs to hear it. And remember, elevate your game and master your journey. Until next time, let's keep connecting. The Leave Your Legacy podcast is brought to you by Covenant Workplace Solutions. Covenant is a full-service workplace mental health and wellness partner, helping organizations across the country strengthen the lives of their employees and the families they go home to every day. Your employee assistance program should raise the bar, not simply check the box. And Storyline Multimedia. Storyline is an Iowa City-based media company that creates high-quality video, photo, and audio for local businesses. They produce a number of great podcasts, including this one. If you're interested in sharing your story, please contact them at storylinemultimedia.com. And remember, your story matters.